Hello, this is Nancy, and today I'm going to talk about how to have a really successful open house. There's 3 reasons you want to have an open house. One is to sell the house you're in, of course. The second reason is to get other buyers to buy other homes from you that come through. The third reason is to get a listing in that neighborhood, another great listing in the neighborhood, because this one's going to sell because you're doing such a good job on an open house. The first thing you're going to do, of course, is place the notice in MLS, and you're going to make sure that it syndicates out to all the other websites, the Zillow, Homes.com, Realtor.com, your own website, wherever it can syndicate to. And if not, after 24 hours, if it doesn't, go in there and manually add it. Then you're going to place a Facebook ad several days ahead of time because people will see it and they'll want to come, they'll plan on coming. So they may even call you for a sneak preview, and you could even put in your ad if you need to see a sneak preview, call me separately. Number 3, you're going to mail out invitations to the neighbors and to potential buyers. So I used to mail out actual invitations, like to a birthday party, but invitations to a party, and I put a stamp and hand address it, and especially if I wanted other listings in the neighborhood, people really liked getting an invitation to the open house. Then I'm going to place, if they allow a sign writer on your sign, if you have a yard sign, you can put a sign writer on it, open Thursday, noon to 4. Okay, you can have one where you do an open house every Thursday, and you can use that writer over and over. Or a magnetic sign that you can place on the garage door would also work to let the neighbors who ride by know that house is going to be open, because you want the neighbors to come by. Number 5, make a beautiful brochure about the property, a nice 1-page on quality paper, color, not black and white. Make it look good because you want to look good to that seller, right? Or to the buyer. So that would be number 5. Make a really nice brochure and have all the data and the MLS sheets for all the details. Have that too. And have all the MLS sheets of any home in that neighborhood, because they could ask you, well, what about the one down the street? You want to have that handy for sure. Number 6, gather water bottles and packaged snacks and get there early and put the water in the fridge. Packaged snacks nowadays and water bottles are the best thing to have an open house in the light of what we've just been through with COVID this year. And that leads to number 7, which is have hand sanitizer at all times and extra disposable masks, just in case. Number 8, if you can, place directional signs out early, way before the open house, and put a big feathered flag in the front yard with your open house. Now, in certain areas, they don't allow you to put leader signs leading to the property in the easement. They'll pick them up. So what you could do is contact neighbors on corners ahead of the open house. A phone call would do. Offer them a gift card to Panera or Starbucks or something like that for allowing you to place in their yard. The authorities can't pick it up if it's on the private property, and by the time they come back, it'll be gone anyway. So that was number 8. Number 9 is to have sign-in cards. And I know this is a little bit controversial, or I see agents nowadays that don't like to do the sign-in sheets. They feel awkward asking the seller or the visitor, and the visitor feels awkward doing it. So, because they know you're going to call them afterwards. So the best way out of that is to tell them that the seller requests that all visitors please sign in. And that way they'll do it for the seller. They might not do it for you, but they would do it for the seller. Now you want to make sure that you have the lights on and also soft music on coming from your phone on one of those little mini speakers. But I'd be careful about smells. I know a while back we were doing baking cookies in the oven and all of that, but we can't hand out cookies not in wrappers nowadays. So if the house smells okay, let it be. But if it doesn't, you might have to use a scented candle, which is not recommended always. Make sure you put the candle out before you leave and take it with you. Or a spray, but there again, a spray, sometimes people don't feel good about that. So if the house doesn't smell bad, it'll be okay. If it smells bad, then you got a problem having an open house there in the first place. Be familiar with the property, all the other properties in the area. Know them. You might even preview them before the open house. It's a very good thing to do. Also, to have a map of the area. Now, this is something that I saw another agent do in our company that I thought was brilliant. He had one of those plastic stands, and he had a map of the area, and he pointed out exactly where the house was in the area, and exactly where the distance to the clubhouse is, or to restaurants, or in your case, it might be closest to the school. What's around the neighborhood? What amenities do they have? So he did that on a plastic, one of those stands, and he would show it to people when they came in so they'd know where they were. And I thought that was really, really a nice thing to do. So be familiar with the location and everything that's in the area. That was number 11. So number 12 is have a contract ready at all times. You've got the seller's information. You've got the legal. You know what they're leaving with the home. Those kinds of things you could have ready in a folder, all the disclosures in a folder. And if someone comes in and wants to buy the house, then you can just go ahead and fill in their name and the price and the few more details. You don't have to have them wait a long period of time while you fill out the contract. So number 12, always, always, always have a contract filled out and ready just to fill in the buyer's name. Isn't that great? All right, I hope this helps you. There's some other things that we do for open houses too, but this was the basics. And then, of course, in my next video, I'll talk about how to ask questions and get to know the buyers or the people coming in. They might not be buyers, they might be sellers at the open house. Take care.